All right, welcome in everyone. This is the weekly intuitive tarot reading. So it's a combination. I use tarot as a tool, as a physical tool to channel messages, but also my intuition and what comes through intuitively to me or clairvoyantly. So we kind of tap into the week just to give you kind of some guidance or, insight into anything that's going on this week. I usually hit a little bit on the astrology for the week at the beginning, just because in combination, you can see how the astrology impacts us and how we can also be prepared and use it to our advantage, or just to be, again, it's all about awareness, right? Because when we are aware, when we have more of like an objective view, and we can be prepared, but we can also not fall into potential, traps that these different energies can pull us into, and just getting the reading, it can help us navigate our life or navigate anything that's going on externally. So we're closing out. So this is starting Monday, September 29th. So we are closing out September and we are moving into the first week of October here. So as far as the astrology, just two things to call out. So we have, let's see here. So on the 1st, Mercury in Libra is going to square Jupiter in Cancer. And that kind of squaring energy, it can cause a little bit of like stagnation or lack of motivation, or you might be feeling like this excitement or energy of like, enthusiasm for things, but then you can get a little disjointed in how you organize things or actually apply or start to take action on something, if that makes sense. It is an energy that, opens our mind to learn, to think of new possibilities, but it can also challenge us to pay attention to how we actually, take action, like I said, or apply the details. It's not a great time. It may hinder us on our organization skills or just our planning and our mind. So just something to note there. Then on the 3rd, we have Mercury in Libra will oppose Chiron. And this is going to be a really focused, so we have a lot of Mercury energy here, which is around communication. So I did light the throat chakra candle just to help kind of clear that space for us, because there is going to be a lot of focus on communication. And especially with that Chiron opposition, we have to be very mindful of how we communicate, especially when it comes to like sensitive matters, or we need to like bring something up to someone that could trigger them, but also you may get triggered by other people as well when it comes to how they communicate. It is a time that, Chiron is about the wounded healer, right? It's about our wounds, our traumas, but how do we heal that? So words may wound us more easily around this time. And old insecurities and vulnerabilities can definitely come up in conversations, but it is an opportunity for us to be able to be aware, help us to relate with compassion and patience with other people. And it really is helping us learn and remind us of the healing power of dialogue and the importance of listening and giving space for people to tell us how they feel, without immediately becoming defensive or offensive or trying to like fix something immediately. And also putting ourselves in other people's shoes, before we react. So those are kind of the two big things this week. We do have a full moon in Aries on October 6th, which is Monday. So I'm going to actually tap into that deeper into the next week's weekly. And I'm going to post that early just so we can get more insight before Monday about how that full moon is going to be and how that will impact the week. All right. So welcome in if you're new. So the October monthly zodiac readings, the individual readings are all going to be posted this week. So stay tuned for that and watch for your sign. Definitely watch your sun, moon, rising, and Venus sign to get, you know, the full view. Because some of the videos may not resonate for you, but another one will for sure. So there's always a message in there for you that can help you wherever you're at. If anyone's interested in a personal reading with me, you can go to my website, which is linked below, and you can schedule something there. Also, if you're curious about it, you can get more information there as well. All right, let's get started. So let's get a couple oracles. So I have the Sacred Forest Oracle today for everyone. So we have the Bluebell Fairy, Gratitude. Happiness. Ooh, so there is something to be grateful and happy about this week. Manifesting dreams. Geez, this is big time. Lots of good stuff. And then Beauty, Wood Nymph. Look at all this good stuff coming up. So it's really a time to have extra focus on a dream or something you desire. Don't get pulled into negative thinking or, oh, this isn't going to happen type of thing, because I do feel like something's really going to come up this week. Focus on the good things. Really, this is a time to focus on just the small things in our life and be grateful for. Whether it's, you know, if you have a dream or goal of like wanting more money, more wealth, you know, one of the key factors is, what is your mindset about money? Where do you find yourself? Like, observe your thoughts or your words around money on a day-to-day. Do you find yourself saying, oh my God, I'm spending too much money, or oh my gosh, I don't have enough, or I can't afford that? Instead, focus on the gratitude of, like, if you're eating a wonderful meal, I'm so grateful that I can afford this luxurious food, right? I sometimes say a lot like, oh my gosh, I can't believe, I'm so grateful that I eat like a queen all the time, every day. Or be grateful that, I'm so grateful that I can pay all my bills on time and I can afford, you know, luxurious things. And it doesn't mean it has to be like, you know, a Lamborghini. It's like you can feel luxury on a day-to-day. Hey, I am able to have great meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I mean, that's luxurious for some people. It's luxurious that I can, you know, go on a vacation every year. Maybe you do have a vacation coming up. You know, I'm grateful for that. So I'm grateful that I have a really nice car. You know, whatever that is, I feel like there's going to be more to be happy about this week, and more, you're going to be manifesting something and focusing on the beauty and the gratitude in your day-to-day experience. Okay. And I just noticed we have gratitude as the 6th card and the happiness is the 7. So there is a progression here. I feel like there's a progression this week in some area of your life. Then we go from 46 to 52. And even though it's not like, you know, the next number, there is still a progression here. So there is a theme of progression. All right, let's tap into the tarot. So we have the Knight of Swords, the Emperor, the Page of Wands, and the 7 of Cups. And look at that, we have the Magician. So there you are manifesting. And we're going to end on the Sun. Oh my gosh, and look at the stars. So you are ending here. Good things are coming here. I mean, you have the Sun and the Star. 2 of the greatest cards in the deck. And this is big stuff. Like, these are major arcana cards. So the major arcana signify like pretty significant things in your life. I'm kind of almost getting, this is like a real pivotal shift point in your life where something big happens that really is a positive thing, a big, positive, happy event for you. And it is significant in your life. And you've been manifesting this. I'm kind of getting with the Seven of Cups, the saying, you know, spoiled for choices or spoiled for opportunities here. So you may have some different choices to make, and it's almost like none of them are bad, but it's just kind of like you're spoiled for choice at this point. Like there's a lot, you know, to be grateful for. I do feel like there's a lot of areas of your life too that are kind of good right now. I feel like just connections, there's people to connect with, social gatherings or friends or something here where it's like happiness here. I do feel like things kind of are a little bit easier and come about easier for you. And you know, there's like a lot of new ideas popping up as well with this Page of Wands, like ideas about like things for the future. There's something here about the future and just things. Again, there's things opening up for you, and you have new ideas about what you want to do, where you want to go, and kind of taking the lead here with the Emperor, really taking the lead and leveling up in your life and feeling like you have more control of your life. But I do see the Knight of Swords. Again, there's that kind of, you know, Mercury opposing, now I can't remember, Mercury opposing Jupiter here. So there is a lot of enthusiasm this week. I feel like you're feeling a lot of enthusiasm. There could be a little bit of confusion around, you know, with that opposition energy of like, okay, I'm feeling enthused. I have all these great ideas, but just, it's like getting them off the ground could be a little bit frustrating, but I don't feel like that's going to be like a huge negative factor, but it's just a little like hump during the week there. Okay, we have the Devil, Judgment, and the Wheel of Fortune. Wow. This is some big stuff. And what I heard with the Devil is don't let your fears get the best of you right now. Don't let your fears hold you back, because I feel like you're taking a big leap. This is almost like a portal point in your life where you're taking a big leap in some new direction. And this Judgment card again is like you hearing the call. Your soul is hearing the call, and you're getting some major, to me, this is like major insight from your higher self, or, you know, from your guides. They're really like, you know, blowing the trumpet here, blowing the horn, like, hey, you're being called, and you're feeling it. There's a little bit of Devil that pops in. This could also be old kind of mindsets mentally that kind of start, you know, that's like the devil on your shoulder that kind of says, oh, well, you know, you tried this before and it never worked out. Like you could feel this, the devil kind of speaking in your ear a little bit. That's trying to like push down your confidence or try and stop you from really seeing the reality of where you're at and what's shifting for you. Because too, with the Wheel of Fortune, I mean, this is, again, some major shift happening here. There's a major change. And things are starting to, like the wheel's starting to actually move. And maybe you felt like stagnant, like you've been standing at the wheel, like, okay, when is, like the wheel's not moving and it hasn't moved for a while. Like, what does this mean? But all of a sudden the wheel starts turning, meaning there's movement here. You're moving forward. So I like this. The Knight of Cups, Ace of Cups, wow. Seven of Swords. I almost feel like this, with the Wheel of Fortune and the Seven of Swords, how I'm interpreting this is like almost like the universe is opening a way out for you, out of something, a situation, something that you've kind of have been like, you know, it's like, how do I get out of this? Like, and you kind of are ready for a change or to get out. And there's been some fear around getting out of something or escaping something. It could be a bad job. It could be a relationship. It could be a situation that's a little, you could be dealing with like someone who's kind of difficult and stubborn. And it's like, you know, how do I navigate this creatively? Because I don't want to like hurt people's feelings, or it's going to be hard to like cut yourself from this person or situation. But I feel like there's a new potentially offer here. So if you're looking for love or relationship, I do feel a great energy this week with the Knight of Cups and the Ace of Cups. A lot of wonderful emotions, fulfillment energy here. And you're hearing the call to go towards something that is truly like it's your heart's calling. And like it's something that's really, you know, it's something really fulfilling for you that you know would be really fulfilling for you. And it could be asking you to like get out of a different situation to go to this one. Six of Cups, Ace of Wands. Wow, look at the two aces, Two of Wands. So you definitely see something better ahead that's being offered here. Wow, you have the Judgment and two aces. I mean, this is like some big new thing, like new beginnings, new opportunities, like this aha moment of like, you know, the Ace of Wands can be like lighting the match, or your wand, all of a sudden the magic coming from the end of your wand, and you're like, oh, I know how to use this now. Or, oh my gosh, this is what I need to do. And this offer here, if this is love, this love is very nostalgic. And I feel like this is somebody who is from a past. If this isn't someone like from your past in this life, this is someone who is from a past life that is very significant. You had significant past lives with them, and this is like a significant soulmate that you're coming across here. And this is going to ignite a lot of love and passion. But in general, I just feel in some aspect of your life, some new things are really coming about here. Things are moving and shaking. And it's really about like you making a decision now and seeing a new world opening up ahead of you, and not being afraid to go out into the world and kind of like not being held back by old obligations or responsibilities, or, you know, people making you feel like, you know, they have control over you, if that's a thing. Let's see, what's the Seven of Swords about? Ten of Wands. Yeah, something has run its course, and it's kind of just been, for the most part, whatever you're escaping has been really challenging for you. And you've kind of just been like almost like dealing with it and accepting it for a while, but I don't think you're accepting it anymore. This could also deal with like connections you have. This could be a romantic connection or friendships, or just something where, again, it's like, this isn't, these connections aren't, you know, filling you in a positive way. They're not filling your cup. They're not filling your energy. They're not expanding you. They've actually been contracting you or taking your energy here, or you've been kind of been the main person in actively, you know, trying to put energy into the relationship, and they're more takers here. So that could be, this could also refer to some sort of third party energy here, and you getting away from this, because it could be a toxic situation as well for some of you. What's the Judgment and the Aces about? The Chariot. Yeah, you're not being held back anymore. Things are really, the Chariot. Things are going to happen quickly here. And this could be around work. You could be working on some project, or maybe you're doing side stuff and putting energy into like something that you would consider more your purpose. And, you know, there's some potentially new opportunity here for you, and things are going to move forward really quickly in regards to work that you should be doing instead of maybe the old career work that you've done your whole life. There's a shift here, and you're hearing the call. This is like your soul calling you to, you know, why something that you really need to do now at this point in your life. Let's see the, what's the Devil? Four of Cups. Yeah, that's exactly what I said. It's like getting out of these old mindsets that have just kind of been playing on repeat unconsciously in your mind. The kind of the poor me beliefs, or, you know, this could be a lack of self-confidence or belief in yourself. But like, there's too much focus on what happened in the past, that maybe things that didn't work out for you. So you're kind of applying it to this current situation of like, oh, nothing's worked out before. I can't trust this. Like, but really, whatever the situationship is true and real. And it's like asking you to really get out of these fears and this, you know, things that have happened in the past. This isn't the same pattern again. Let's see, the Knight of Cups, Six of Cups, Six of Swords. Yeah, you're moving into a place of more, whatever effort you're putting out, or like what you've been dealing with, things are going to get easier for you. You're not going to have to put as much effort as you did in the past. It's like working smarter, not harder type energy, where like you're doing things easier, you're putting less effort and time, and things are actually finally, you know, working out for you, or they're like progressing, or you're getting more people that are interested in what you have to do. It could be a new relationship that it's like everything just kind of, or like relationships were always like nothing ever worked out, and it was always difficult, and you were always trying to stay together, or you were trying to get your needs and desires met, and it just never did. And finally, this relationship just is like easy, you know, and when you do hit a roadblock, you come together and you work together and you repair conflict, and you have someone who really does their own personal growth to show up better. Like, so whatever this is and how this applies to you, there is reference to this King of Wands. So I do feel like there's someone else that kind of has a play in this. So like I said, this could be a relationship coming in. This could be someone like a collaborator or like a partner in work and business that really is like, you guys just click, and you guys put your brains together. Maybe you have different skills and abilities, and you kind of fill each other. Like where you aren't great, this person is great, and vice versa. So it's like when you come together, it's just like makes things easier. And you're like, it's like when you're on a boat, if you have two people rowing, you're going to move faster and it's going to be easier. And you don't have to like put in as much muscle. So this is good stuff here. So something's going to get easier this week, and you're definitely going to hear the call. So if something really comes up in your purview, like if you have this aha moment, or all of a sudden you get this creative idea, or you hear this message, right, just randomly, and it just like sparks like this, oh my God, like this is what I needed to hear. This is the information I needed. It's really going to propel you forward in a wonderful way. So good stuff for this week. It feels like great energy. I'm actually not seeing a lot except the, again, like the devil on the shoulder. Don't let it get to you. Don't let your fears kind of self-sabotage you, or, you know, get you tripped up in whatever's going on this week. But I do see that you're going to be okay. I don't think that's going to totally stop you, but it's just something to remember if that pops in for you. All right. Well, thanks for joining in, everyone. Don't forget to subscribe. It takes a second, and it really, you know, makes a huge difference for me, but also just in general when you're dealing with collaborators online. And yeah, let me know what you're doing, what you're up to, and how this applies. And otherwise, I will look forward to connecting in the next reading. Bye for now.